So we're nearing the end of August and still have lots of tomatoes coming. But I wanted to show you, because I'll be pulling some plants today, why I won't be growing these varieties again. So one of the ones on the chopping block that I won't be growing again is a polka. I'm sure it works for somebody else, but it's very unusual to get them to ripen without having cracking on the top. There's a few that are coming that I will say don't look too bad. They tend to still have that green shoulder. But I'll show you another plant. So Gilberty is even worse. I don't think I've had any that don't have severe cracking on top before they ripen. You can see here, it's still green, and there's deep cracks there. So, since we're near the end of the season and they're not producing good tomatoes, I'm going to pull them and plant something in their place, a cold hardy vegetable that we can grow in here. Now I'll show you a plant that I absolutely will be growing again for paste tomatoes. Unfortunately I picked all the ripe ones off yesterday, but Amish paste is a variety I will definitely be growing again. I didn't find that they got blossom and rot, cracking, anything, whereas the Gilberty and the polka definitely were tending towards blossom and rot and had cracking. Another variety that I'll be growing besides the Amish paste is Napoli paste. I found that they also were really great. So this is another plant of the Napoli paste, and I really like them. I found the Napoli paste was one of the first kind of Roma shaped paste varieties that came right for me, and they're still doing really well. I've been picking off them for a while, and they still have lots coming. And one other one I'll grow again is the Baylor paste. Now they are later than the Amish paste and the Napoli, so that's one thing to consider, but I also did transplant them later. So I'm going to plant them another season to be fair and see if they all come at the same time when they're planted at the same time. But they seem to have a good fruit set on them as well. And no problems with cracking, blossom and rot. So those three varieties, Amish paste, Napoli paste, and Baylor paste, I will definitely be growing again. So the tomato harvest has been coming on pretty good. These are our Romas and our Precipe Borghese. Actually, our Romas are actually Napoli paste. That's my favorite so far. They were nice and early, and they didn't crack or get blossom and rot. Well, some of the others did. And we're just cutting a quarter of the small ones, and the larger ones we cut into wedges of 6. I just didn't have enough to can, so we're going to dehydrate them.
I don't know if that's too tall, Mom.
Oh, I guess we'll see. It's okay. And there's a few cherries going to go in too. And hopefully by the end of the day we'll have some nice dried tomatoes. I might slice these ones. I don't know what this one was. So we put these tomatoes on to dry yesterday morning, and when we came back in the evening, they weren't quite dry, so we put them on till I think it was about 10:30, and then we turned them off, and then this morning I just put them on for a little bit again, and now they're all nice and dry, crunchy, and I tried them, they're yummy. So now I'm just going to put them in snack bags, and then eventually they'll go in a jar and I'll seal them, but for now I just throw them in bags. I have to say I'm super excited that I can dry again. I love dehydrating, and for a while there, being off grid, we didn't have enough power to dehydrate, so it was kind of sad because we used to make apple rings, and I love doing these tomatoes, the Recipes Borgies especially. These ones are those. We did do some Romas that I just sliced, and we'll see how they taste. Oops, they're not doing so good. So I may have to go just do these ones and do the Romas canned, but I had not enough tomatoes to can. That one's a little bit squishy still. Just have to eat that one. Anyways, I know from experience they make absolutely wonderful tomatoes. I add them to sauce, homemade sauce, and it's just the best taste. We also did some of the cherry ones, and they tasted alright too. I wouldn't say they were sweet, I was kind of expecting them to be sweet, but they're just... Yeah, I definitely like the Recipes best, but let's see if I can get these guys off. Oh, that one turned out okay. The aroma's pretty good. Still, my favorite is the Recipe. When they say it's for drying, they're right. Alright, well, that's it for today. I got a whole bunch of saucers and slicers coming ripe, so I guess next will be sauce or diced tomatoes.